Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Sacred Heart Awakenings group. I am Monica Bermudez, an intuitive self-love energy healer. And in this week's Love Wisdom, I want to talk about past pains as well as the heart itself and some of the science of the heart and studies in it. And just to share how the heart itself and the components of it from an energetic perspective. And this message is actually one that was requested amongst the group on related to past pain. So I just wanted to elaborate a little on it. And so today is Friday, December 4th of 2020. We are now towards the end of the year of 2020, which has been quite a year of many transformational changes and some serious conscious shifting going on. And this month is definitely showing how much more we're going to jump into even deeper shifts of consciousness that will lead us into this new age of Aquarius, as many astrologers and psychics and intuitives are talking about it in the spiritual community. So it's going to be quite a month of many changes in information and clarity and downloads. So we are definitely in a time of much change. And as a result of all that, of course, there's been a huge increase in the number of divorces and heartbreaks and breakups from romantic relationships, as well as other types of heartbreaks as well going on around the world. But for the purposes of this video, since my focus has been about relationships and helping those who have gone through some form of heartbreak to expand the heart even further and to open it. Because right now, as we are all going through this change of ascension, that means that we're increasing our consciousness and expanding even more. We need to have love as a key factor to help us accelerate that ascension moving forward. So when we have so much of the past pains, that gets buried in the cells, in this DNA that gets encoded. And so when we have trauma, when we have, serious heartbreaks from past relationships, all of it gets buried in those cells. And at times they're so hidden that we just are not so aware. So that prevents us from having healthy relationships again, and also prevents us from fully trying to open our heart in a way that is more loving. Because what happens is that when these pains are there, they prevent us from wanting to, they put this wall around the heart. It feels like a wall. It feels like you want to expand, but there's a part that's telling you that it's having a hard time trusting to open because there's some layer of some hurt somewhere. And sometimes you can't explain why you're feeling that, if maybe in this lifetime there wasn't really that much of a trauma. But when we start to really dig into some of the layers when it comes to past human lifetimes, they are so hidden that we are so unaware. Like for instance, like for me, like what triggered me the most to lead me into this past that I am right now talking focus on the heart is that my divorce was one of my biggest triggering heartbreak points that led me into a huge spiritual awakening, that led me into the focus of the heart, and that the heart is much more than we all realize. And there's been so many scientific studies so far on it, but I do feel intuitively that there's even more deeper than what science is even saying at this time, because not all the scientific technology is as advanced as we know it as of yet. So a lot of it is also ancient wisdom and knowledge of what the heart is capable and fully of doing. In one of my videos, I did talk about how the heart is almost like a brain because it has similar neurons just like the brain does. So you can think of it as a heart brain. And what other scientific places have called this in heart math, for example, they call the heart the center of the emotional intelligence, because this is where you get most of your source from the heart. And in other words, the heart, to me, like intuitively, is what I feel. It is the foundation of all the other chakra points within your own body system. And when we're talking about chakra points, these are like mini vortex energy fields that are, they have the major ones throughout the body that align from top to bottom. And then you have the really tiny minor vortex, because there's other minor chakra points around the body as well. Some of them are in the hand, and some of them are around the face and the feet. And so all of these, the heart itself feeds all these chakra points, and they feed this energy field that just pumps it the information and the source that it needs for them to run and function. And so when I was going through my own heartbreak of really wanting to dig through the layers, I ended up exploring light language, which ended up clearing up some of my layers that activated my own light language. And as I spoke this light language, it also cleared even deeper layers inside of me, to the point that I ended up activating my own heart at a deeper level of expansion, which is what I do now, is to assist many of the conscious men and women to also expand their hearts even more, to be able to be that magnetic force. So briefly explaining, light language is really just sound, and they're vibrations, and they come with a very unique frequency. They come with their own energy codes that assist with finding those layers within the cells of those hidden patterns and bring them into light and transmuting them into light. And so that is how my light language works, and it's very transformative, as it was for me and it was for so many who I work with now. And so there's so much to the energy, because we are made of energy and the universe is made of energy. So what now science are seeing is how the heart pulses, the magnetic field of the heart itself. It also connects with the magnetic field of the earth, the pulsating heart of the earth. And so I do fully believe that the earth itself has its own heart, rhythm, beat. And us being here in human form on this earth and connecting with Mother Earth, we have that interconnection, exchange of energetic information and messages with each other. So there's definitely a lot more to the heart than we realize. And so when the heart math has also said that when you have a heart state coherence, that's when you are in a frequency. It's a very special frequency that produces the frequency of gratitude and compassion and better communication with each other. So the way to shift into that state is, of course, demonstrating a form of kindness or compassion, getting yourself into the state first. And that also triggers you to shift into that frequency. So then you jump into the frequency of gratitude. And so all of this also is a magnetic force of energy and pulsations that the heart produces. And so that's really, some of the science behind the heart. there's more, of course, that they're finding. It's things are unfolding, as they do more studies on it. What they found is that the beating of the heart, every beat of the heart has a certain frequency that also sends out these messages and signals to the different cells in the body, and sends out information as well to the brain. And it's actually the heart that communicates more with the brain than the brain communicating with the heart. So there's more the heart communication to the brain than people think. And this has actually been known for a long time. It's not anything that was recently discovered. It's just that it wasn't really surfaced until it was kind of like hidden, in other words. So people didn't really pay attention to it. But that's really the intelligence behind the heart, which is why I say that we all carry our own type of love wisdom within the heart of our own being. So what science is also finding is that the heart actually produces more hormones than the brain itself. So for instance, one of the hormones that it produces the most is called oxytocin. And this oxytocin is actually in the brain is produced by the hypothalamus and the pituitary, which are, centers of the psychic centers in our brain. And the fact that, the heart also produces this, it also indicates of its form of intelligence that it has, as well as the psychic wisdom that it carries. And so, this hormone also it serves as a social interaction and human behavior. And so it is, very interesting how this, everything about the heart and what it does. And so what the other thing that has been measured as well is the production of the magnetic field in the heart. And studies have shown how it also connects, the magnetic field is connected to the hearts of other humans. So when we are talking to each other, we're literally having like a heart-to-heart connection, because there is like an energy exchange of the heart. And so there is a pulsating rhythm and frequency that is exchanged with each other. So when we are, in so much pain and buried, then usually the heart feels, very closed up. So it just feels like nothing is coming out. It doesn't want to open up fully because it's afraid. And so this is felt by many when you don't, when the heart feels closed, that others do feel the energetic forces and the pulsations that are, around you as well. So I, feel that it's also the point of, of our own magnetic field of attraction. So going back to the law of attraction and how, the heart does have an impact in our life and everything that we do. So it is very important to do this energy work on yourself to really help you expand and open your heart to the point that you're able to allow more light in and able to balance your whole body and your whole chakra system. Because moving forward, that is the state that we're heading, is to be in a state of love and joy. And so it does get really painful when we don't allow ourselves to really do that inner work in ourselves, to connect more with everything around us and others, and allow us to have that space to have that heart-to-heart connection and expansion. And so these are some of the things that, for the heart itself, how it functions. But looking at it now from, there's different parts to the heart. There's the lower heart, which is, the physical heart. And then you have the upper heart area above, the lower heart. And so with what I do as my energy, I bring those two together to merge as one, to bring in as union. And when they come together, they comfort each other, because we're still human, of course, and we feel everything. We still feel pain, still feel love. But the key is being able to have the support of the two working together, so you have comfort when there is pain. So you immediately get the support that you need without having to do so much effort as before. Because now is, more manual labor work. And then when you start to merge the two together, you create more of an automatic state. So then you get more into the frequency of the gratitude and the frequency of the love much faster than before. And so this in itself, when it connects to the heart of the soul, because I do feel that there is a heart to the soul, and so that's the point of what I've been terming as the sacred heart. And so when they come together, they form a portal, and this portal just goes in deeper into the universal source of love. And then you have access to the source of wisdom from the universe. And it is your own love, heart, wisdom that you carry inside of you. So we can only, go deeper and deeper and deeper and expand even more, and just remove even more so of the layers that do come up, that are painful, that are emotionally painful. So now is the time to really do that deep inner work. And I've shared, many videos and ways to open the heart. And so if you're one who's just had, a heartbreak or some form of breakup, and your heart is in pain, you feel that you're having a hard time keeping it open, and it feels closed up, then start to really journal on it and ask your own heart what it needs. And the other method that also helps with alleviating some of the pain in the heart, if you need an immediate remedy, is using the rose essential oil. And that really just helps open the heart for, the time if you need like an immediate fix. And so these are, some keys to assist you with understanding how the heart works and the importance of the heart and why we need it moving forward, and how, we are impacting and affecting the world around us and our communities, our family, that is the first, level of the community, then the whole community being our neighbors, and how just, walking around, how much of our heart is emanating all this energy and frequency to others, and how we make our own heart-to-heart connection with each other. And that's how we communicate, really, is heart to heart. And whether we are aware of it or not, that's the way it's been happening, and it's gonna happen even stronger now as we're moving forward into this new year of 2021. So I hope this message has been helpful, and I would love to hear your feedback and comments about it, and what was your favorite part, or just any comment in general or questions you may have. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next video. So take care and much love.